Right, guys. Everton have just beaten Arsenal by 2 goals to 1 in, definitely got better as the game went on. The first half was a little bit, I don't know if dead's the right word, but just not much going on until Richarlison did manage to get the breakthrough. Or so he thought from an Andros Townsend free kick. He was clearly offside, I think it's fair to say, but it was a good header, to be fair to Richarlison, to glance it to the back post, but nonetheless it didn't count. And Arsenal, just before half-time, managed to take the lead through Martin Odegaard. It was a great play from Kieran Tierney down the left-hand side, despite the fact that he didn't mean to knock the ball as far as he did forward. It came off his knee, but it was a good cross. And Odegaard, it came off his shin a little bit, but in real time, it looked like a good finish. So I'll give him the credit for that. But in the first half, there was also a controversial talking point as Tomiyasu had his face trodden on by Ben Godfrey, and VAR had a look at it and determined that nothing was to be given. I personally think that Ben Godfrey knew exactly what he was doing. He did really well to make it look like he didn't. Like he took a little glance down and then turned his head away and then put his foot on Tomiyasu's cheekbone sort of area. And then as soon as he'd done it, he just jumps on the floor to make it look like it was an accident. So it really, I think it was an intentional stamp on the face. So he's got away with one there, Ben Godfrey, I think, in my opinion. But in the second half, to be fair to Everton, they came out quite a good side. The crowd definitely stepped it up a notch at Goodison Park in the second half, and they managed to get another of what they thought was the equaliser through Richarlison again. Doucouré played in Richarlison, but Richarlison was a toenail offside. And it was harsh, but as a Liverpool fan, after what happened in the Merseyside derby last season, I'm not going to be too much against it. But yeah, it was a well-taken finish again by Richarlison, and unfortunately it got disallowed for him. But on the third attempt, he managed to get a goal that counted. It was a brilliant strike from Demarai Gray. And Ramsdale, to be fair to him, did really well to get a tiny touch on it and get it just onto the crossbar. But it bounced up and Richarlison managed to loop his header over Ramsdale. It was quite a clever finish from Richarlison. He did well not to panic in that situation. But then Arsenal also had a couple of chances towards the end of the game to, win it first. Eddie Nketiah had a header at the back post, which he managed to hit the post on. A terrible miss. And it bounced back and hit him on the chest and went out. But then Everton got the winner, and it was an absolute screamer from Demarai Gray. Just had so much power on it, and yet it managed to swerve from going wide to hitting the post and going in. It was a brilliant strike. And he is playing really well at the moment. Demarai Gray has been this season throughout. He's just a really good player. And Alex Iwobi then had the chance to make it 3-1 to Everton, and he missed. And then Arsenal went up the other end, and Aubameyang missed a really good chance, and so that could have cost Everton missing that chance. But they got lucky that Aubameyang's finishing is so poor at the moment that he's so poor. I couldn't think of a simile to end that one on. But yeah, this was a much needed win for Everton. It certainly decreases the pressure a little bit, as I think before this game they were 16th in the table, not far off a relegation place. So this win is, well, this win should do a lot for them. And I think Arsenal will be slightly disappointed, especially how Tottenham and Man United both got wins yesterday, and they've overtaken Arsenal now. I still think with Arsenal that their defence is a little bit leaky. I don't know what it is, because when you look at their defence, there doesn't seem to be many weak points. I think maybe Tavares, when he came on the left back, I'm not a massive fan of Tavares. He's all right going forward, but defensively he's a bit of a headache, isn't he? Is probably the correct term to describe Nuno Tavares. Kieran Tierney for me is definitely the better player, and Tierney had quite a good game tonight until he got subbed off. But also, I think it's fair to say Arsenal were also missing Emile Smith-Rowe in attack, because he has been their best player this season. Well, the best attacking player anyway. I think Ramsdale's also got a shout for being their best player this season. He's been superb. But for Everton, this is definitely a step in the right direction. They've just made so many poor signings over the past few years, and spent money horrendously. That's pretty much all I can think of. One more thing. As someone who's basically lived up in Shrewsbury their whole life, and I also quite often, I quite often go to Shrewsbury games. It was a shame to hear about the death of Marvin Morgan today. He was a really good player in the season Shrewsbury got promoted in 2012 from from League Two to League One. So it's rest in peace to him, obviously. And it is a shame to hear about that. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.